Speak version equals 1.0 XMLNS equals http://www.w3.org/2001/10/synthesis. XMLNS. MSDTS equals https://www.w3.org/2001/MSDTS Lang equals NUS. Voice name equals NUS Neural. MSDTS. Express as style equals SAD style degree equals 1.8. Prosody rate equals -18%, pitch equals -10%. I am 79 years old. I've lived a full life in every sense. I've had 2 kids, a wonderful wife of 55 years who passed away 3 years ago, and I've worked hard my whole life to provide for my family in a small town in Kansas where I grew up. But now I'm sitting in an assisted living facility, surrounded by strangers who seem to be going through the same struggles as I am. My kids put me here, and it's a hard pill to swallow. They said I couldn't take care of myself, that I wasn't safe living alone, but I know the truth. I'm not a burden. I'm just getting old. I remember when my wife passed away, I was devastated, but my kids were there for me, at least that's what I thought. They helped me with the funeral, and for a while, they came to visit me every week. But as time went on, those visits became less frequent. They started making excuses, saying they were busy with work and family, but I knew it was more than that. They were struggling to take care of me, and I could see it in their eyes, that look of frustration and guilt. One day, my youngest daughter came to visit me, and we started talking about the future. She said that I needed to start thinking about getting some help, that I couldn't live alone anymore. I agreed, but deep down, I knew I was signing my own death warrant. I was giving up my independence, my freedom, and I was losing myself in the process. Nobody told me this. Nobody warned me that this is what would happen. They all said it's natural to get old, but nobody said what it means to get old, to lose your autonomy, to become a burden on your loved ones. I was completely wrong about what old age meant, and I'm not sure if I'll ever forgive myself for that. I remember when my wife was alive, we would have these long conversations about what we wanted for our golden years. We talked about traveling, spending time with our grandkids, and living life on our own terms. But now, I'm stuck in this facility, surrounded by the sounds of Alzheimer's patients screaming and crying, and the smell of disinfectant and stale air. It's not what I envisioned for myself, but it's what I got. They lied to us, the politicians, the doctors, the social workers. They lied to us about what old age is like. They said it's about dignity and respect, but I'm not feeling any of that right now. I'm feeling trapped, helpless, and alone. My kids are still trying to make the best of the situation, but it's hard for me to see it that way. I'm angry at them for putting me here, for taking away my freedom, and I'm angry at myself for being so weak. But as I sit here in this facility, I've been doing some soul searching. I've been thinking a lot about my life, about what I've accomplished and what I've failed at. I've been thinking about my wife, about how much I miss her, and how I wish I could turn back the clock and spend more time with her. I've been thinking about my kids, about how they're struggling to make ends meet, and how they're trying to balance work and family life. I've been thinking about the pressures they're under, the expectations we put on them, and the struggles they face in this society we live in. I've been thinking about what it means to be a good parent, a good family member, a good person. Has my life been about me, or has it been about others? Have I been selfish, or have I been selfless? The answers are not easy, but I'm trying to be honest with myself. As I look back on my life, I see a series of choices, a series of decisions that led me to this point. I see a young man who was idealistic, who wanted to change the world, but I also see a man who was scared, who was afraid to take risks, and who was afraid to fail. I see a husband who loved his wife with all his heart, but I also see a husband who was not there for her, who was not emotionally available, and who was not supportive. I see a father who loved his kids, but I also see a father who was absent, who was distant, and who was not involved enough. And I see a person who has made a lot of mistakes, who has hurt a lot of people, and who has let a lot of people down. But I also see a person who has learned, who has grown, and who is trying to be a better person. I'm not sure if I'll ever be able to go back to living on my own, to living life on my own terms. But I'm grateful for this facility, for the friends I've made here, and for the people who care about me. I'm grateful for my kids, for trying to do what they think is best for me, even if it's not what I want. I'm grateful for the lessons they've taught me, for the love they've shown me, and for the memories we've shared. And I'm grateful for this moment, for this chance to be honest, to be vulnerable, and to be myself. If this reached your heart, please subscribe. I still have things to say. /prosody, /mstts, express as, /voice, /speak.